Hello and welcome back. If you've not watched my video, the one before this one, on how to hike more effectively, then be sure and stop this video and watch that one first, because I give you some general principles about how to hike more effectively, basically on a flatter trail. Again, some general principles concerning how to hike more effectively. And I'll leave the link up here. But be sure and check that one out first before you watch this one. Now, today I want to talk about how to hike more effectively uphill. Have to elaborate on the fact that hiking uphill is different than hiking downhill, but and that they're the exact opposite. But there are some similarities and there are some differences between hiking uphill and hiking downhill. Number one, train hiking uphill. Find a hill close to where you live, or perhaps maybe if there's no parks or whatever in your area, find a street that goes uphill at least about maybe a 5 to 10% grade. That's a pretty good uphill climb. But just learn what to do as you go uphill and get used to climbing uphill. Hiking uphill, of course, is more strenuous and you're using more cardio than you would on a flat trail or even going downhill. And so get out there and practice, and so that when you get out on the trail, when you're backpacking, it'll be a lot more easier for you. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but at least you'll be trained a little bit more and you'll be in better condition to walk uphill. Number two, use a shorter stride when you go uphill. Now, that's just the opposite of what I said in the general video about how to hike more effectively. You'll want to have a longer stride when you're on a flatter surface. But when you're going uphill, you're going to use a shorter stride. It's like when you're on a bicycle and you're going uphill on a bicycle, you want to shift into a smaller gear. Now, of course, when you use a smaller stride, it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to be a slower pace when you go uphill. In fact, I read somewhere where it said that you are supposed to add either half an hour or 45 minutes to every 1,000 feet of elevation that you climb. And so when you go uphill, take smaller steps as you go up and have a shorter stride, and don't lengthen your steps, otherwise you're not going to make it up the hill. Number three, when going uphill, walk flat foot, not on your toes, not on your heels, but try to walk flat foot as you go up the hill. That way, you're not using the muscles in your toes or the front part of your feet, or you're not using the heel muscles, your calf muscles, as much as you're going uphill. Now, you are using those muscles in the back of your legs as you go uphill, and it is going to be strenuous. But if you walk flat foot and not on your toes as you go up the hill, then you'll conserve a lot more energy. Number four, when you're going uphill, don't lean from your hips into the trail. Now, you're automatically going to lean into the trail because the trail is like this, and as you're walking up the hill, you're going to want to lean into the trail, whereas if you're here, you're standing straight up, but if you're going up the hill, you're going to lean in a little bit into it. But don't lean from your hips. Otherwise, when you get to the top, your back is just going to kill you. And so make sure that you lean into the hill, but don't lean from your hips. Try to stand up straight when you're walking uphill. Now, number five is very important. Number 5, glance at the top of the hill, but focus on your feet. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, don't stare at the top of the hill as you're climbing uphill, otherwise you'll get discouraged. But if you'll glance at the hill and kind of in your mind get an idea about how far the precipice or the top of the hill is, then focus down at your feet and watch your feet as you go forward, and focus on your feet, and don't look constantly at the top of the hill. Again, it does something to your mind when you look uphill and you figure, oh my goodness, I got so much further up this hill to go. And so focus on your feet, just taking one step at a time as you're going up, and pretend like you're walking on a flat surface. And so don't look at the top of the hill and let it play mind games with you about how far it is to the top. Otherwise, you're going to get discouraged. When hiking uphill, number 6, when hiking uphill, use what I call the rest step. Now, what is the rest step? And it's going to take a little bit of practice to get it down, but I guarantee it'll help you out a lot more. When you're going uphill, you're using more of your calf muscles and your thigh muscles to climb up a hill. Now, to give your muscles rest, whenever you take a step up, straighten your leg, and then take another step, and then straighten your leg again, and then take a next step and straighten your leg again. That way, you're giving your muscles rest at each step. Going uphill is harder on your muscles than going downhill. Going downhill is harder on your joints, and so you're to use your muscles. But going uphill, straighten out your leg so that you're using your joints to come forward, and then giving your muscles a little bit of a rest. And then number 7, use trekking poles to pull yourself forward. Now it's just the opposite of what I'm going to tell you about going downhill. But while you're going downhill and you're using the rest step method to go uphill by straightening your leg out, if you'll take the trekking poles and pull yourself, it's just, as I said in the previous video, it's just like using a handrail as you pull yourself upstairs. It helps you to propel yourself to go forward, and again, not exerting as much energy as you would without handrails or without trekking poles. And so hopefully these things will help you with hiking on a flat trail, general principles, and hiking uphill, and then hiking downhill. So again, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please be sure and put that in the comment section below. And be sure and check out other videos that I have available as far as hiking is concerned. And I will see you